So Chicago could remain a killing field. More than 100,000 Americans could die from overdoses. China could plot against us in the Asian Pacific. And instead of covering any of that as it needs to be covered, the press focused almost singularly on vilifying the conservative movement with groundless smears about an insurrection that wasn't. And with the wheels coming off the Democratic Party because, because of our crumbling economy, the January 6th mess is still all they've got.
It truly kills me when these people act like, what racism? Racism where? We got rid of that years ago. We totally did. Like, okay, like as if your network isn't the ones who are always pushing the great replacement theory, as if many of these people who are committing these mass murders, especially the guy who just did so up in Buffalo, New York, who cited the great replacement theory. That's always, again, being touted by your network, as if Trump endorsed candidate Blake Masters didn't just say that, America has a gun violence problem because literally he said, well, black people, frankly, as if Donald Trump didn't come down the escalator and say that, Mexicans are rapists and killers, and there's a couple good ones, as if the whole Build the Wall campaign didn't exist, as if anything and everything to do with the advancement of blacks or Latinos or any other type of colored group in this country, as if that isn't always fought back with vitriol, as if, dozens and dozens of math books in Florida weren't removed from the curriculum because of critical race theories being taught. Like, yeah, it's like, what racism? Like, yeah, okay.
How is any of this not a hate crime? Where are the congressional hearings? The Capitol Hill press conferences condemning the hate groups behind these threats? We know the answer. If you're pro-life, Democrats really don't think you deserve to be protected from hate. In fact, you deserve hate. Once again, the Democrats have gone so far left, they've left America.
And then Ingram points out that January 6th it's all they've got. Well, let's not even talk about what all we've got with January 6th. But no, that is not all the Democrats or just the general public has against the Republican Party. One of the bigger things that we've got is the fact that Republican states, one by one, including the Supreme Court with the leak, is like, yeah, access to abortion, nah. Women having control over their bodies, nah. We've seen rising numbers of people who are registering to vote, women registering to vote in response to this. We're seeing progressives take big wins across the country in primaries already. We're seeing the fact that people want things done about the economy. People want to be able to vote freely. Literally every single last thing that the Republican Party is for and that they do is something that the Democrats have against them. But also, more importantly, that the general public has against them. Because at the end of the day, we're the ones who put these people in office. So, it's like, yeah, okay, Laura, no, literally everything that you people do, we have against you.
Indeed, it is the Democrats and their far left base that have been the ones terrorizing America these past few years. Now, we're never going to forget the wildings that masqueraded as protests.
And then, of course, Laura goes straight to who the real terrorists in this country are. All those people ripping down them goddamn Confederate statues. They're pulling down Jefferson Davis, one of the biggest patriots in American history. Except for Confederate history is not American history because they, totally were like, screw America because we want to keep slavery going, in perpetuity. So we're going to totally separate ourselves and go to war with you guys and have the bloodiest war in American history over slavery and our way of life. Of course, those are the real terrorists, the people who are wanting to get rid of that, get rid of our rich, luscious history of slavery and land theft and genocide and just, breaking treaties. But just, but of course, if you tell it like that, that's not really what happened. The West was won. So it's just funny to watch these people whine and complain and act like, what racism? I don't see it anywhere. Of course you don't, Laura. Of course you don't.